we're brown cowing it. Why you hitting me?
I'm dancing.
You're like slam dancing.
I'm like
Knock it off.
pitting ya.
Yeah, jeez. This is why we haven't done this in so long.
I know, you just recovered from the last time.
I know, you're just brutal. She's so brutal. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a new episode. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? It's a new episode of the Geeking Squad podcast. I have no idea what episode number this is. I think I'm just going to give up on that.
It's an episode. That's
It's just, this is the September 2024 episode. I'm one of your hosts, Larry Roberts. This brutal skankin' moshin' slam pitting one over here to my right.
Wow. It's Megan Guess.
Yeah. Do you know that's what they call it? Skankin'?
No, but I'm glad you verified that. What the hell that meant.
It's like, why are you calling me a skank?
Yeah, that's
like,
pretty rude.
No, skankin'. It's like it's a punk rock thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm old, all right? So I remember when like moshing and circle pits and all that were like brand new. And everybody was really, really worried about it. Everybody was like, oh my God, everything's going to hell in a handbasket. They're moshing. What does that even mean? They're slam dancing. People are going to die.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, people have gotten hurt in pits,
of course.
Before, but for the most part, it's just a bunch of people
having fun.
Yeah, and acting,
being dumb.
Acting pretty dumb and pretty goofy, but whatever. Anyway, what we do on this show, if you happen to be new and this is the first time you're listening to us, we talk about pop culture events, things that are going on lately. Mainly, we focus on the stuff that we share and others share in our free Facebook group, which is called the Geeking Squad group. And it's free for anybody to join. We very much welcome you to come in there. Just don't be a jerk. Don't start no slam, mosh pits in there with your dickish attitudes and stuff. No, it's like we like to talk about
politics, no religion.
Right. We like
all the fun stuff. That's
exactly. Comic books and toys and movies and cartoons and silly things. We share a lot of memes and polls and
food.
Food
we
things.
Like our food.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. It's just a place for everybody to go to get away from the reality of the world for a while and focus on the silly stuff that makes us happy. And how are you doing? You doing all right?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, I'm hanging in there. I'm glad to be back in the saddle talking about stuff like this.
Yes. Yeah, it's been a rough summer, so I'm ready for some fun.
You know what I got to sing, right? It's been a while. Yeah, it has been a while. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into it with this first section, this kind of catch-all about the latest in pop culture news. This is the newsy segment, and we like to call it...
What's shaking, bacon?
It's been a while for sure since you've heard that one.
It has.
Yeah, this is
It still makes me smile.
Good. This is What's Shakin' Bacon. Unfortunately, we're going to keep with the tradition we've done in the past where...
Get it out of the way. Just rip it off like a Band-Aid.
Right. We're going to talk about something slightly, sad and unpleasant and stuff because we're going to get out of the way, and it's been a lot of talk over the last week or so that actor James Earl Jones passed away at age 93 on September 9th.
99 and 93.
For those that don't know, I don't know who's going to be listening to this that wouldn't know, but if you don't know him, he was an actor. He's known for having a lot of acclaimed roles in movies and on stage. He's one of the few performers that achieved the EGOT. And the EGOT means he won an Emmy, he won a Grammy, he won an Oscar, and he won a Tony.
Wow.
That's a hell of an achievement. He was inducted into the American Theater Hall of Fame in 1985. He was honored with the National Medal of Arts. He was honored at the Kennedy Center in 2002. Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement. So many awards. But I think most of us know him as...
Conan the Barbarian turns into a snake? No? That's what you should know because we did an episode on that.
When he was Thulsa Doom?
Yeah.
He was, that's true. That's not what I was going to say,
no?
but that
Okay.
was a great role of his being in Conan the Barbarian. But no, most of us are going to associate him. I think the number one has got to be as the voice of Darth Vader.
Yeah, Luke, I am your father.
Yeah. That's not what he says, though.
I know it's not.
That's everybody thinks he says, I am your father, like Luke. Yeah, that's not what he says. We'll get into that another time, though. But yeah, he was known for that. Of course, he was known for Mufasa in The Lion King. I know there's a whole generation that's like that
That's
is where
it.
they know him from. But he was also Coming to America, The Sandlot, Patriot Games, Hunt for Red October, Field of Dreams. He was fantastic in that. That was probably, I would say his role in Field of Dreams was probably in his like top 3 for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I thought and I'm not even like a huge fan of that movie. It's a good movie, but I thought he was just so perfect in that role. He handled it so classily and everything. So anyway, he was in a lot of stuff, and sadly, he's no longer with us. I wonder what they're going to do now, because there's a lot more Darth Vader and Star Wars stuff that is likely on the horizon. What do you think they're going to do? Just AI it?
AI it.
Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen. They've got probably, I'm sure Disney has enough
Have
samples.
plenty of exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
To be able to just do AI and everything. So I don't think vocally it's going to be the last we're going to hear of Mr. James Earl Jones, but he will not be here to partake in it anymore himself. So
Sad day in the geekdom.
yeah, very sad day. But anyway, so moving on to something a little more happy. This is just like a little aside, because this weekend it actually commemorates 40 years since the 1984 season premiere of all the Saturday morning cartoons that year. So it would be things like Muppet Babies came out, things like Kid Video, which was one of my favorite shows, old classics like the Get Along Gang. There were so many that came out at that time, and I just recently did, for those that don't know, we also on the channel, we do a bunch of YouTube shorts that we put them on YouTube, and sometimes they go up on Instagram and TikTok. I just did a short about this that showed clips from like 8 or 9 or something of the shows that came out, but it's hard to believe that it's been 40 years since all those shows came out. That watching that just really hit home once I put a number to it.
Old.
Yeah, Muppet Babies premiered.
Babies are no longer babies.
They are not. No,
They're old men.
they are Muppet middle age. Muppet middle age. It doesn't really have the same
ring.
The same ring, but yeah, Muppet Babies and all those shows, they premiered on September 15th, 1984.
Wow.
That's
Baby old.
yeah, that
Like us.
yeah, but go and watch that short. It's only like a minute, it's easy. You can watch it real quick, but I'd
Relive your youth too.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to know. Leave us comments and let us know if you remember any of those cartoons and which one was your favorite. For me, out of that bunch, I would have to say my favorite was Kid Video.
Really?
Yeah, I loved Kid Video because I was really into the NBC shows, and Kid Video, it had like the music band aspect to it, and every week they would like cover a current popular song and stuff like that. Like they couldn't even do that now. There's so many like rights and legal hassles to go through that, putting that onto a cartoon every week like that. They could never do something like that. So it was pretty cool to have that. But that was my favorite. I loved Muppet Babies too. That was always, I'm a Muppet guy.
Right. That's why I'm surprised.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Well, the other one makes sense too.
Well, by 1984, I was already like, just about to go into my teenhood and stuff. So technically, cartoons were supposed to be getting a little beyond for me. But I mean, as we know, I still watch cartoons. So I never grew out of cartoons. But Muppet Babies was cool and it made me laugh. But it was a little young. It skewed a little young for me. By that point, I was watching like G.I. Joe and stuff like that. But
Gotcha.
since this had what was your favorite? Can you think of, like, off the top of your head, what is like one of your favorite cartoons you remember from Saturday mornings? Just one. It doesn't have to be 84.
A Gem and the Holograms.
Oh, okay. All right. That was a favorite of yours, huh?
Smurfs.
Yeah, that was a great one. Well, that was another one. That was not Smurfs, but one that did premiere September 15th, 1984 was Snorks.
Snorks.
Stupid ass Snorks, man. I remember when Snorks came out. I like at that point I was like whatever, 12 years old or something like that. And I remember watching that, seeing oh, there's this new show coming on, Snorks, and I'm like, that sounds an awful lot like Smurfs. And then I watched it, and I'm like, this is just fucking Smurfs underwater or some shit.
I don't remember much about that.
I'm like, I remember just really not liking Snorks because of that, because I was such a Smurfs fan.
And it was a ripoff.
I felt like this is a ripoff, man. Like not realizing it was just like, it's like, relax, dude. It's all made by the same people. Like they're not. I was
just
like
giving you more of what you want. That's it.
No, I wanted more Smurfs. I didn't need Snorks. I just wanted my Smurfs. Okay.
Well, they're just expanding the universe.
If I was a Smurf, I would be cranky ass Smurf. That would be me.
Really?
Don't act so surprised.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Okay. So anyway, yeah. So for those that are older like we are and stuff, yeah, just think about that for a minute. 40 years ago. Man, it's crazy. All right, moving on. Meg, there was a couple things you talked about in the squad that you were pretty excited about.
Yeah, I saw that Red Notice 2 is on the horizon. So it's not just talk anymore, but they're actually looking to go in production in the fall sometime.
Okay.
Barring any like major catastrophes or anything like that.
Right.
So I'm excited. I know people panned that movie, said it wasn't any good, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I never even saw it.
Oh, no?
No.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, The Rock. I mean, how can you go wrong with that? It's just silly, and I like silly, happy, fun movies. It's treasure hunting. I mean, duh. Look,
right.
That's my thing. So,
what a cast too. So you've got Black Adam, Wonder Woman, and Deadpool.
Yep.
So you got two DC and the most notorious Marvel hero of all time. That's an interesting. I have to watch this. I didn't really even know anything about Red Notice. Like I don't even remember this movie coming out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it came about, I think, maybe around the same time as like Jungle Cruise and
so like about 3 years ago, 4 years
something
ago.
like that.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. Anyway, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was silly. Treasure hunting. It's a win-win-win.
Yeah.
Great cast. So I look forward to see what they could possibly do, because I think at the end they're a team, maybe, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
I don't. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I'll have to go back and rewatch it now.
Nice. Yeah. Well, especially if there's a sequel coming out. So.
Heck yeah. Hopefully 2025 sometime, maybe.
Yeah, it says it looks like they were
2026?
looking initially at late 2024, but now it might be 2025, I guess, because
Gotcha.
I'm sure it's going to take a while. And then there was another one that they were talking about. Now, this one I don't think is one that's in production, but it sounds like there was no hope of them revisiting this, and now there might be.
Yes. So one of my favorite TV shows that I've watched like a gazillion and one times. It's David Boreanaz from Bones has made it known that he could be open to that. And I think he's always been the holdout to a sequel or anything,
reboot,
anything like that to ever happen. And his co-star Emily Deschanel is kind of surprised and excited. It's like, I could be down if it makes sense, and we could all get together and make this happen, because it was, again, a great camaraderie with the cast. He's like, it was just lightning in a bottle, I think he said.
Yeah.
And I completely agree, because I absolutely adore this series.
Yeah. Yeah, you talk about it all the time. I've only seen a couple of bits of it and stuff. But.
Again, it's silly. It's they're solving mysteries and
right.
finding treasure sometimes. So again, love it. I love it's a possibility. I'd be excited to see where they go with it.
Yeah.
And I will be there day one if it happens.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure if there's any chance that there's money to be made, as long as they can get the right cast, they're gonna do it. But yeah,
if it's a movie, that'd be awesome.
Oh, that could be real cool. Yeah, sometimes it's better to do that, or a mini series. Sometimes just
a short run.
Yeah, a little thing.
Say, here we are. We're still here. This is where we're at now.
Yeah. Well, I hope for your sake, I hope they do it.
Me too.
Moving on. Speaking of movies, movie-related news.
Move on to
movies. Yeah. So, you are acquainted with the film Poltergeist, I'm sure.
I is.
Do you like Poltergeist?
It's okay.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites, actually. I think it's a great movie. And now we're getting close to Halloween, so it's one that I'm going to be pulling out and watching because I always watch it at Halloween.
You guys do.
And they just had announced last month that for the first time in 45 years, the house where they filmed Poltergeist is up for sale.
Creepy. Yeah, it's got the pool in the back too, doesn't it?
Well, I was just going to say, yeah, if you've seen Poltergeist, you remember that creepy scene with the pool when the mother can't get out of the pool because of all the mud and all those skeletons are in there and it keeps grabbing
bodies.
at her.
That's one instance when a pool does not sell the house.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is that in this instance, when they announced the house was going up for sale, they did not shy away at all from playing up the whole angle of it being this horror movie house. Like they really played into it.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes there's people that could be creeped out by that and they'd be like, oh, maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah, but you don't want that buyer for that house.
Yeah, that's true. And it's California, it's Southern California, so they were probably figuring like, oh, people out here are going to be maybe more in tune with the movies and stuff like that and industry and stuff. So they put it up for sale for $1.2 million, and I found out just recently that somebody bought it.
Did they?
Yeah, the house has been sold. There was a bidding war for it, and they have not disclosed yet what the final amount was, because I have a feeling they got more than 1.2.
Yeah.
Because it's California. I mean,
because it wasn't on the market that long.
No. Yeah, that's what I said. I think they only just put this thing up for sale like in August. It's already it's sold quick, and it's California. So I mean, houses in California are very expensive.
Yeah, that's actually very cheap.
Yeah,
for a house in California.
Yeah, especially like a well-known house. So I'm curious to know like why it was only $1.2 million, unless either maybe they felt like the history of the house would be tough, like it would scare people away, literally scare people away from wanting to buy it and live there. But I think not nowadays, man. People will be all about that stuff.
Yeah, they put it on the market at the perfectly right time of year.
Yeah.
That was smart.
Yeah, so yeah, it's gone. So I'll be curious to see what becomes of that, if it like comes out how much it went for, and find out if it's just going to be a house where people are just going to live, or if they'll, you never know. Like somebody might buy that and be like, man, we could use this as like make it like an attraction of some sort. That'd be kind of cool. I'd go check that out.
Heck yeah.
As long as they don't have that goddamn clown doll there. Could you imagine? Because that's what I would do. If I bought that house, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to fuck people up. Like, I'm going to get that clown. I'm going to find that exact clown doll and put it on the rocking chair and, rent it out.
Pool with mud and skeletons.
Right. And have and plant like a big crazy tree next to the one window with the face and the bark and all that stuff. And I would
scratch the windows.
And I'd make it like a fucking a bed and breakfast, Oh,
yeah.
So
That's
people
a great
could stay
idea.
there. And have to sleep in the room with that damn clown and have an old TV set there. Oh, yeah. I have ideas for this, I'm telling you. So, anyway, yeah, if they come out with what it ended up costing and what the plans are for it, then we will talk about it here. Moving on from that, something that I am excited is going to come back is a series on Netflix that was created by Brian Volkweiss and the Nacelle Company. And if you're that much of a Star Trek geek, you know that Nacelle is a Star Trek reference and everything. So Brian is a total Trekker, and he's a big nerd, but he's also got a lot of power in Hollywood now and everything. He does a lot of these shows, and one of the shows that I really, really loved was The Toys That Made Us. And we both watched that.
Absolutely. Those are great. They're fun.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. It's, they're usually just like 45-minute or 50-minute little episodes where they talk about the history of G.I. Joe toys or Barbie toys or Care Bears or Lego or any of that stuff. Well, they did 3 seasons of it, and it hasn't been around for a while. Thought it was gone. Just recently, Netflix mentioned that they are coming out with 4 and 5. They're going to come out with 2 new seasons. And I don't know when the release date is for them, but I know that they've announced what the episodes are going to be. One episode is going to be about superhero toys. So I think that's going to focus mainly on like Mego and maybe like Kenner superpowers, things like that. Nerf. That's a great
That's a
one.
huge one.
And you know what's cool about some of these is like, as much as I'm Mr. Toy Knowledge and I like to talk about all the different toy things and have so much knowledge about the history, there's a lot of these topics I don't know. I don't know anything about Nerf.
Wow,
I've played
really?
with Nerf all my life. I love Nerf, but if you ask me like, oh, well, how did that company start and what's the history of that? I really don't know. So this is like a major learning thing for me too. So this isn't just, sometimes these episodes come out and I'm like, oh, I already know all this stuff. I still enjoy it. I still enjoy watching the documentary, but I know a lot of it already. But these like Nerf, Pokemon, I mean, I'm well acquainted.
That's huge.
Well acquainted with Pokemon because I owned a comic and card store back when the Pokemon boom happened in the late 90s. So I know Pokemon. I like Pokemon, but I don't know too much about its history, like how it started in Japan and where it evolved from. So that's cool. They're going to do an episode about American greetings, which I think would be like Care Bears and maybe like Ziggy and some of the other properties like that came out through. I guess that would be more, well, because American Greetings was like a greeting card company and stuff. But they also did toys. I think a lot of it would be more like stuffed plush type characters and things. So again, that's something I don't know that much about. Hot Wheels, of course. I can't believe they haven't done one about Hot Wheels already. Ghostbusters, that'll be fun. I like the Ghostbusters toys. Polly Pocket, do you remember Polly Pocket?
I do remember Polly Pocket.
And then this is exciting because I'm into this. I know you're into this. I know Jess is into this. I know a bunch of people that are into this. Fast food toys.
That'll be fun.
So all like the Happy Meal toys and stuff. I've got a bunch of Happy Meal toys.
Do you?
Yeah, from the 80s and 90s and everything. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, I don't have a release date, but I think it's coming up pretty soon. I got the impression it was going to be out before the end of the year.
Nice.
So
That'll be fun to look forward to.
Yeah. Another one that's coming out, not only before the end of the year, but it's actually coming out this week.
Oh.
And this is, talk about a flashback for us, because we're going back, gosh, what was that? Over 4 years ago? Around 4 years ago, we sat here and we reviewed all the episodes of Disney and Marvel's series WandaVision. You remember talking about WandaVision?
Gosh, that feels like 4 years ago.
That was a while
ago, yeah.
That was a long time ago. We weren't even here. We were at
your house, though.
Yeah, we had the studio
old
in my
studio.
basement and everything. That was a long time ago. We talked about WandaVision. They are finally now, September 18th, 2024, coming out with Agatha All Along.
That should be fun.
Yeah, I'll be interested. I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with it, because she had her magic powers taken away from her at the end, spoiler alert, by Wanda, and we didn't know what was going to become of Agatha. So here she is, she's back. Meanwhile, we're all sitting here kind of going like, well, what's the future for Wanda? Because things did not look real great.
Is
she gone? Like, they never really, Marvel keeps doing that lately. It's like Captain America, where'd he go? Wanda, where'd she go? It's like they're leaving this, I don't know, they're leaving a lot of loose ends there. But apparently, so what this is going to be about, the way they described it in their little blurb, is after being trapped in the town of Westview, New Jersey at the end of WandaVision, the witch Agatha Harkness escapes with the help of a goth teen who wishes to face the trials of the legendary Witches Road. So with Agatha having no magical powers anymore, she and the team try to form a new coven of witches with which to face these trials. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't really know where they're going to go with this. It doesn't sound like it's going to be too superhero-y in a way.
No.
It sounds like it's going to be more based on just the magic aspect of it, which is cool. Yeah. That's interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I thought Catherine Hahn was great in that role.
She's amazing.
She was definitely one of the better aspects of WandaVision. I didn't like WandaVision as much as I had wanted to like WandaVision when it happened. But retrospectively, when I look back on it and I think about the stories and stuff, I'm like, oh, it was actually not that bad. It was pretty cool. I'm just more bummed about the loose ends, So I've got hopes. It'll be cool to see Agatha in here, but it's like, I want to know what's going on with Wanda. I want to know what's going on with White Vision. He just flew away. He's just out there somewhere.
They'll get back to it.
They've never addressed it. So I don't know if they're going to have any answers or any hints about that in this Agatha All Along series, but yeah, we'll see.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
I think they're going to leave you hanging.
Probably. Yeah, Disney. Yeah, they've been real bastards about some of that lately, I'll tell you. So anyway, all right, we're going to hear from our affiliate here, our sponsor, and then we're going to come back and talk about some fun stuff, go over some fun little meme poll things after these messages. Here's what it was called. After these messages, we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
All right, and we are back with the next segment, which we affectionately refer to as Squad Talk. That's me getting deep in honor of James Earl Jones. But I'm no James Earl Jones, that's for sure. I can't. That man's voice was amazing. But what we're going to do in here, since it's Squad Talk, we're going to talk specifically about things that have been shared in the squad. And this is where we usually like to feature our memes and things that people have shared, because people like to share a lot of those. One of these has to go, or you can only keep one, or what was your favorite lineup of movies from, which year, and things like that. So it's just a fun little thing that we like to challenge each other with and see what our answers are.
Sometimes argue and fight.
Sometimes. Oftentimes we do that. And we encourage you at home to leave comments wherever you're listening to us right now. Leave comments below and let us know what you choose on each of these. And we'll talk about them maybe next time, especially if we get some really good responses to it. So looking at the ones that we have here, we've got a handful of them. This will be kind of fun. So the first one is you pick an 80s starter pack. Okay, so each one, there are 4 different starter packs to choose from. The first one is A, Pepsi Free. Do you remember Pepsi Free?
I do.
Yeah, Pepsi Free, a can of Pringles, and Back to the Future.
Okay, good strong start.
Yeah. Choice B is High C Ecto Cooler Juice Box.
Okay.
Lay's Barbecue Potato Chips, and Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Okay. C is a can of Mountain Dew, a bag of Doritos, and the Breakfast Club. And D is a can of Coca-Cola, a bag of Cheetos Cheese Puffs. Those are so good. And the Karate Kid. We can only choose one. So, Meg, what is your choice?
I would like to break it up and make my own choice, but
Well, why don't you pick one of these first, and then maybe we'll bastardize them afterwards.
Thinking back to the 80s, I'd have to choose B. I need some Ecto Cooler, some barbecue chips, and Ghostbusters. That'd be a good night for me.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're not going to argue on this one, because that's going to be my choice too. Ecto Cooler is fucking fantastic. Love Ecto Cooler. I really don't know why they don't just bring it back. Now, they did bring it back like a while back. I think I don't even remember. I think it was back when they first brought back the Ghostbusters in whatever that was, 2015 or something. They brought back Ecto Cooler in a limited edition basis. But I'm like, people love Ecto Cooler. Why don't you just bring
Stop
it
making
back?
a limited edition.
Exactly. Something like
We're
that.
going to buy it.
Right. Yeah. It's like we're going to want it all year round every year. So just bring back the Ecto Cooler. But yeah, Ecto Cooler, Lay's barbecue. I love Lay's chips. Barbecue potato chips are great. And Ghostbusters is, it's an excellent movie. If I had to choose something else, I would go for A. I would have said Pepsi free, a can of Pringles, and Back to the Future.
Yeah, that would have been my second choice.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew, I'll be bouncing off the walls, and Coca-Cola hurts my teeth. So.
Yeah, I was just going to say the problem with the other ones for me is that even with the Pepsi free, like I can't do caffeine. So that's why the Ecto Cooler is like technically the only choice I can make because these other ones have caffeine in them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mountain Dew, I haven't drank Mountain Dew in over 30 years or something like that. I do love Doritos. I love the Breakfast Club. I love Cheetos Cheese Puffs. Karate Kid's okay. Mm-hmm. That's my least favorite of the bunch. But yeah, okay. Well, all right. We're off to a good start. We were in agreement. Right. We were in agreement.
All right. That's all right. We'll see how the rest of this goes.
Yeah. Well, we're going to pivot to the right here and then make a little turnaround.
Pivot.
And, Pivot. And we are going to answer who has the best French fries. This is a tough one. And they gave us 4 choices here. It was McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, or Arby's. Now, which one would you choose?
I'm torn between 2.
Okay.
McDonald's and Wendy's.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm going to have to go McDonald's, though.
Okay.
I mean, they're just amazing. How can you go wrong?
Yeah, McDonald's French fries are definitely... nobody else has fries like McDonald's French fries.
Yeah.
They do
they're
stand
always
out.
Crunchy and they're perfect.
I know you're probably expecting me to say one of those 2. I recently, for the first time in years, started going back to Burger King.
Okay.
Because I found out that I could get really good shakes from there. Mm-hmm. And of course, if I got a shake, got to get fries because I'm one of those.
Together.
I'm one of those weirdos that likes to dip my French fries in my shake. Okay, so recently on a few occasions I've gone to Burger King and just gotten a shake and the Burger King fries, and I got to tell you, god damn, I love them fries, man. Their fries are so good. I didn't remember Burger King's fries being that good, and maybe this is unfair because I've only gone, like I said, a handful of times recently. Mm-hmm. But comparatively, every time I've gotten the fries from Burger King, they've always been 10 out of 10.
Okay.
They've always been top notch. McDonald's fries are not always 10 out of 10.
They're not.
I hate to say that. I do think that maybe overall McDonald's fries are probably technically the best, but they are just so inconsistent depending on the McDonald's. Now, you might be able to say the same thing for Burger King. You might be able to say the same thing for Wendy's or Arby's. I'm sure because there's so many different ones, different people and everything, that there's inconsistencies there. But for me, lately at least, the Burger King fries have been consistently awesome. And the last several times I've gotten McDonald's fries, they've been okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why, but so many times I end up getting them and I'm like, oh, this tastes like this is like old grease or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like
They're
it's
stale or, yeah.
Right. Or like a little
old or
a little
not
too well
enough.
done. Yeah, or too well done. I mean, I like a crunchy fry, don't get me wrong, but this isn't like the good kind of like well done. This is like the ones where they just, they taste like old. Like
gotcha.
they've been sitting there for a while. So yeah, I'm actually going to fucking go with Burger King.
Oh, okay.
That may change. I may go and get a really awesome McDonald's fry at some point soon and be like, oh no, these are the king.
These are really good.
It could happen. But what about alternates? Because they're not, these 4 places aren't the only places that make fries. There's other really good fries. Hello, Portillo's.
I do love some Portillo's fries when they have the proper cheese.
I was just going to say, that's going to be dependent on the cheese for you.
Yeah, because sometimes they got the really good cheese and sometimes they have the, fake cheese.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it doesn't taste. It's like, what is with this cheese? Where did you get this janky?
Really? See, I've never had that
messed up
problem.
Cheese.
I've never had, you eat Portillo's way more than I do.
And I just had Portillo's and then they forgot my flipping cheese.
Did they really?
Like, I'm not okay. I'm not happy right now.
What are you people trying to do? Are you trying to unleash the fury?
I mean, yeah, they were still good, I guess, but I need the cheese.
Yeah.
Anywhere has got some cheese fries.
Well, and that's the only thing as I was going to say is that for me, I love Portillo's fries, but yes, I have to have the cheese with them.
Absolutely.
So they kind of don't.
Makes a world of difference.
They kind of don't count. So, all right. So you got McDonald's and I got Burger King. Okay. All right. We're sticking with that. We'll revisit this again someday. All right. Here we're going to get into one of those bring back. So something that you can bring back from the past. You can only bring one back, though. Bring back one of these snacks. Cheesecake bars, bagelfuls, PB crisps, Snackwells. Those were like, I think those were like the devil's food cakes and everything. Butterfinger BBs, Yogos, pudding pops, Choco Tacos, or s'mores Ritz balls.
Why don't you go first this time?
Oh, you want me to go first?
I feel like mine's obvious.
Yeah, probably. Well, it's obvious to me. But this is a little bit of a tough one because I do like several of these. Some of them I don't remember. I don't remember Yogos.
I don't remember Yogos at all.
And I don't remember the s'more Ritz balls.
I don't remember that either.
Yeah, I'm not real familiar, so I can't even comment on those. I think I would probably go with pudding pops.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, either pudding pops or Butterfinger BBs. Because I love Butterfinger, but the only they stick to my teeth. They're not good for my teeth. So
yeah, Butterfinger's terrible with that. And my thing with the Butterfinger BBs is the portion, the ratio.
The ratio, okay.
Yeah, with chocolate and the nougat or whatever. Again, just give me the small one, and they're perfect. The mini bite-sized ones,
right?
Perfect,
right.
The ball's not quite right.
Yeah. So for me, it would actually, to be honest with you, it would probably be a cross between the pudding pops and the Snackwells because I ate a lot of the Snackwells, and that's probably what I should be eating out of these because they're the healthiest. Not that they're healthy, but they're the healthiest of all of these. But yeah, I'm sticking with pudding pops.
Okay.
So yours has got to be Choco Taco.
It is absolutely the Choco Taco.
Of course it is.
Yum.
Yeah. She wants one right now, I'm sure.
Right now. Make it happen, somebody.
I wish they would do more things. I'm sure that it's probably not cost effective, but I wish more of these companies would do more like retro revisit things, even if it is for a limited time. It's better than nothing. But I wish they would bring things back. Like we could do a whole episode, and maybe we will. Maybe the next time we do the squad, maybe we'll do a feature where we talk about like our foods that we wish they would bring back or something. There's a bunch of them. I'm not going to get into it now because
save it.
Yeah, we'll save it for another time. But there's a lot of foods that are not being made that I would love to see revisited. And again, by all means, for those listening at home, leave comments and let us know what foods would you love to see brought back? What kind of snack or lunch food or whatever, anything, something fun like that. What would you love to see a company bring back, even if it was for a limited time? That could be a lot of fun talking about that.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, moving on. One of these characters, these side characters on these TV shows has to go. They only give us 4 to choose from. One of them was Steve Urkel from Family Matters. The other one was Screech from Saved by the Bell. The other one was Kimmy Gibbler from Full House. And lastly, it was Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I love all of these shows.
Yeah, you do.
These are all my jam.
Yep. So you have to choose one. Which one are you going to get rid of?
I mean, Kimmy's terrible, but she's got her funny moments screwing around with Jesse.
Yeah.
Making him uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Urkel, I mean, I love the dynamic that him and the dad have.
Right.
Carlton's always funny. I love his dance.
Yep.
I'm going to have to go Screech. He just annoys me.
Yeah, Screech could be pretty annoying. I could see Screech being one of them, but for me, Urkel's great. I think Urkel's hilarious. And out of all the shows featured in this, I would say that's the best show is Family Matters. I know we're not choosing shows, but it does factor in. It does factor in with my choice here. Saved by the Bell was not one of my favorite shows, but I think it's an important show in its own right, for a certain demographic, a certain age group there. And Carlton, man, Alfonso Ribeiro, I love him. He's my favorite out of the bunch. He's just great. He's so funny. He's so naturally funny, naturally talented. He definitely stays. I am not a Full House fan. I'm sorry, I've just never been. I've watched it. It's okay. It's okay to be on. I don't hate it, but I ain't big on it, And Kimmy Gibbler is pretty obnoxious. The little bit that I know of her and have seen. So I'm going to keep Screech. I'm getting rid of Kimmy.
All right. Well, okay, we got rid of the two most annoying ones.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so we're
I'm mad at it.
Kind of in agreement. I know you're a big Full House fan. Though,
I do love Full House.
Yeah, okay. I'll take Saved by the Bell over Full House personally, but
I mean, same, but
okay, all right. Well, speaking of that, moving on to shows. One of these shows has got to go.
Okay.
Now, this is the complete opposite. This is not a limited list. There is a big list here, which actually makes it a little bit harder. One of these shows has to go away forever. Golden Girls, Cheers, Full House, Saved by the Bell, Married with Children, Growing Pains, Alf, The Cosby Show, or Family Matters. I'm really interested to see what you say here because we may be throwing down.
I think we are going to throw down hardcore here.
Okay, what's your choice?
The one that bored me the most.
Bored you the most? Okay.
Bored me the most. I really didn't. It's like, okay, it's time to change channel now. When I was growing up.
Okay.
You're gonna be so pissed.
Don't say it. Don't even say what I think you're gonna say.
Growing Pains.
Fucking Growing Pains? Are you fucking serious?
I am.
My God.
So serious. I would be fine.
That's one of the best shows on the goddamn list.
What's that other one? There's two.
What?
Growing Pains and the other one. They're
Who's
like
the Boss?
identical. No.
Oh, no.
I love Who's the Boss.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, because I used to watch every Tuesday. It was Who's the Boss and then Growing Pains. That was a fucking 1-2 Tuesday night punch. It was awesome. Are you talking about Family Ties?
That's it. Yep. Those are the two. I was like, okay. I mean, I watched them. They're okay.
If you could see my face right now, you're telling me that the throwaway
I
shows
couldn't even tell you which one's which because I just don't care.
Family Ties is brilliant.
Is that the one with Michael? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my
Okay.
God. And Tina Yothers and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I think I was a little too young for these shows.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I suppose, yeah, because when those shows came out, you were pretty young in your single digits. Whereas I was watching Growing Pains and Family Ties when I was like a tween and a teen.
Yeah,
so
that
I
makes
could
more sense.
relate more to those characters.
Yeah, I couldn't. I was like, ugh, okay.
I get that. You're still wrong.
I wonder if I would rewatch them now, if I'd feel differently.
Oh my God. I love Growing Pains so much. There were some episodes where just the dynamic between the three siblings, Kirk Cameron and Tracy Gold and sorry, I forget who plays Ben, but the youngest boy, and he was always so funny, like the shit he would throw in there and stuff. That dynamic between those three characters was so good. So fucking good. And Leonardo DiCaprio got started on that show.
Yeah.
Leo.
I know. By the time I got to that, I was like, oh, gosh.
Oh, my God.
Let's jump the shark here.
Oh, my God. You guys.
Why?
She's killing me. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well,
How?
so for me, okay. So looking at this, we got Golden Girls. I was never a Golden Girls fan, but it's a good show. Cheers is awesome.
Amazing.
I mean, you can't, come on. Anybody that's going to say Cheers has to go, I really have to question your
Your sanity
and your taste. Saved by the Bell, it's silly. It's a corny, silly show, but for what it was, and they would have episodes that had really good messages for young teens and tweens and stuff. So Saved by the Bell, I'd keep. Growing Pains, obviously, I'm a freaking fan, big fan of. Alf is a silly show, but I liked it when I was younger. I don't care for it now. I don't like that he eats cats or whatever. I think that's gross, but but Alf is okay. Cosby Show, fantastic show.
It was.
That was, what a cast on that show. And Family Matters, I've already established I think it's not a show I watched a ton, but when I have watched it, I'm like, this is pretty damn funny, you know, and it's another one that has a really great cast. So it leaves 2 shows that I did not mention for me to choose between. That leaves Full House and Married with Children. Now, I am not a fan of either of those shows. I know everybody thinks Married with Children is just the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm not a fan. I just don't, I don't know. I don't like those shows like that and Roseanne and everything that just, where it's just like the snarky shithead, trashy American family thing. I'm like, it's funny for a little bit. And then I'm like, okay, I get tired of Al Bundy really fast, really fast. I think he's obnoxious. However, Married with Children had Katie Sagal, who is great.
Amazing. And
pretty hot. You know what I mean? And it had Christina Applegate, which
is amazing.
I still love Christina Applegate. I think she's great in everything, pretty much everything I've seen her do. And I mean, I was like a 16, 17-year-old metalhead boy, and she was playing a 16, 17-year-old metalhead girl.
Yep.
And they had the Anthrax episode when Anthrax came and played at the house, which is still, I still watch that episode every now and then. I'll look it up and watch it, and it still makes me laugh. You know, this just came out of the fridge. Why is it hot? When they're raiding Peg's fridge because they're starving, and Scotty starts hallucinating because he's eating
anything in that house.
Eating the mystery pack. It's like, oh my God, he's eating the mystery pack. Like that episode alone, I was like, okay, I'll give it credit for that. Full House, you know, I've nothing against John Stamos. Dave Coulier, I'm going to blame him for Alanis writing all those songs, those angsty songs that every ex-girlfriend I ever had like tried to use against me and stuff. Oh boy. Yeah, no, I'm not a Full House fan. So for me, Full House has got to go.
Gotta go. Wow.
It's got to go.
Yeah, I really thought you were going to go Married with Children.
Well, because
I mean, it makes sense, your points, but
I mean, I can turn on Married with Children, and I'm not crazy about the stories, and I can't stand Al Bundy and everything, but I can laugh at Bud because he's such an idiot. And like I said, and Katie Sagal and Christina are just amazing to laugh at and look at. And so I'm good with Married with Children. It can stick around for those reasons, at least. Full House, there's just nothing there for me. There's nothing that really like gets me all that interested. So, yeah. So,
I guess.
Well, yeah. Well, you and your growing pains and Family Ties. You put down Family Ties is one of the best shows of the 80s. One of the best shows. Wasn't even on the list and you had to take it down. That's cold. That's cold.
It's like if Growing Pains goes down, it goes down with it because I can't tell the two apart.
If you threw in Who's the Boss.
Oh, no. That stays.
I'd be moshing you.
That always
slam dancing you right out of that chair because Who's the Boss is great.
Yes. Vito would veto to that one, but
yeah.
And he'd be absolutely wrong. Always.
Yeah, well, Vito ain't here to talk about this, so oh well.
What do you suggest?
So this is the final segment of the podcast where we suggest things gently to you. It's just a suggestion, folks. The power of suggestion to let you know about the things that we are really into lately, whether it's a TV show or a book or a movie or a series or something like that. We like to suggest things and hope that you'll check it out and then let us know later if we were right to suggest it or if you're like, this is terrible. Why did you suggest this to us? Either way, you can let us know. Megan, what do you suggest this month?
I suggest that all you lovely peoples out there get off your butts.
Ooh, wow.
And get to the movie theaters and watch some movies.
Yeah.
Support this before it's gone forever.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of great movies have been coming out, a lot of sequels and everything.
Yeah, you've seen a couple of movies lately that you were happy about. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Twisters. It's like one of them I went and saw. I was all excited for it. I made sure I went and got to see it at the. I mean, how can you not see that in a theater?
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah. It's a good one to see in a theater.
And I absolutely adored the first one. It's one of my favorite all-time movies. So, of course, I had to go see this one. Do I have my gripes? Absolutely. Is there issues with it? For sure.
Right.
But I enjoyed it. It was a fun ride.
Yeah.
Will I be watching it again? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to catch everything I missed. Because there's so much going on the first time, and probably watch it another 6 times after that before I really, really formulate what I think of it.
You are a big rewatcher. I will say that. Like when there's something you like, you will rewatch it a lot.
No, I watched Jungle Cruise again last night, actually. So.
How many times have you seen Jungle Cruise?
Probably like 100 times.
Oh my God.
Minimum. I love that stupid movie. So yeah, that's my go-to. But yeah, this will kind of be the same thing. Once it comes out, I'm excited to see it again.
And Beetlejuice, you said you enjoyed it.
Beetlejuice, again, another of my all-time favorite movies. So I was super excited, pre-bought my tickets and everything, and we dressed up, and we, it was really fun.
Yeah, you guys did seem like you had fun.
Same thing. As are there my gripes about it? Is the story cohesive? No. Could have been much better. Absolutely. I think it'd be fun for us to rewrite.
Yeah.
On the show, do something like that.
Okay, interesting.
But it was a fun ride. I absolutely am looking forward to watching this one, putting it in my rotation. Once I watch Beetlejuice, I watch Beetlejuice. Will I be seeing a third one if they ever make that happen somehow by miracle? Yes. Am I glad I saw that in the movie theater? Absolutely.
Well, that's, I think I'm not going to steal your thing away from you, but just adding on to what you're saying. Yeah, there's something to be said for going. I know people say, well, it's so expensive. It's so expensive. And I'm like, yeah, it is expensive, but I don't think you need to go see a movie every week like we used to back when we were younger in the old days. But I do still think the movie theater can be a fun experience.
Absolutely. And it's just like you have no problem paying that money to go see a concert. I treat it like the same. It's like, this is something I really want to see. It's an event for me to go do this. And I know I've had people like, why are you going to the movie? Why are you even doing that? It's like, as you've seen this movie a gazillion times, why do you want to go see this? Like Labyrinth, when I went and saw Labyrinth, I was like, why are you seeing this? Like, because I've never seen it in a theater. And I'm excited to share that with who I'll be watching it with. Do I expect a full packed theater? No.
Right.
Am I glad it's not fully packed? Yes. But I want some people to be there because I enjoy hearing the reactions or hearing them quoting the movie.
Right.
Or laughing the same time I'm laughing or gasping. And I get some enjoyment out of that. It's part of the experience, just like when you go see a concert and everybody, like the singer stops singing and it's everybody, the crowd is singing, or they're like doing the lights and you look back and the whole stadium's lit up. It's an experience to share with other people.
No, I agree completely.
And even if they're not fantastic, great, award-winning movies, and go to enjoy the experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is my suggestion. Get off your butts and get in the theaters.
Yeah.
I was very happy when we went and saw Beetlejuice. It was pretty packed. It was busy. I was like, holy moly, I haven't seen it this busy.
It's doing great from what I've read.
Yeah,
it's still doing
2 weeks
good.
in a row. It's top movie.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So that is my suggestion.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. Yeah, I recently went to the theater to go see Deadpool and Wolverine.
Did you?
And I loved it. I thought it was great. Even though I'm late to the Deadpool wagon because I only watched the first 2 movies for the first time, believe it or not, folks. There's a whole reason why I never wanted to watch them before, but now I've come around and I'm watching them now. I only recently started getting into this, so I had pretty good excitement for this because it was something fresh for me and everything. I thought it was a great movie. Overall, there was some gripes with it. Like you said, it wasn't perfect, but the experience of going there was awesome. Even sitting there through the trailers, because at one point they showed the trailer for one of the Marvel movies, and it was so funny because they were showing all the different scenes. I think, what was it? Was it the Captain America movie? Might be the Captain America movie. And then at the very end, like just for a second after they said, coming whatever, they just showed a flash of like this forest, and you saw this Hulk foot come down. Boom. So your Hulk, but it was red. So it's Red Hulk, We've never seen Red Hulk. You don't even know what Red Hulk is, I know. But if you're a comic book guy, you know what fucking Red Hulk is. And all of a sudden it was Red Hulk and his foot came down and went boom. And then like the trailer was over. It went to black. And simultaneously, all at once, me and like 2 or 3 other dudes in the theater spread out, all at the same time went, Red Hulk. It was like, well, you just found out who the 4 biggest nerds in this theater are, because all 4 of us at the same time went, Red Hulk. We were so excited. I had to laugh at that. I was like, oh, that's great. Yeah. But the whole experience of it. And I mean, the last time when we went to that theater and everything, it was like, I don't know, it was a good vibe. Like everybody that was there seemed like they were enjoying it. Like it was a good vibe, a big mix of all different kinds of people. Even the people that were working there, they weren't like your typical surly people. They were nice, like the ticket taker, the people working the concessions. It was a nice experience, and I hadn't been to a movie in a while. So I was like really taken aback at like, oh man, this is a lot of fun. I want to do this more often.
Yeah.
Like even if it's, like there's movies that have come out or that are coming out that I'm not like super excited about, like some of these animated ones and stuff like Inside Out 2 and things like that. It's not something I'm clamoring to see, but then I'm like, oh, it'd be kind of fun to go see that in the theater.
It would. Yeah.
So that'd
be a great one to see in a theater.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent suggestion. All right, and then I'll make my suggestion. This will be really quick, but I suggest checking out a YouTube show.
Okay.
It's a show that I only just recently got into. It's been around a while, but I had never really watched it before. And then it started getting suggested to me, and I checked it out, and now I've just been like binging it.
Now you're hooked.
Yeah, and it's called Tasting History with Max Miller.
Yum.
And it's somebody's hungry over here, I think. Every Tuesday he puts out a new episode, and in the episode what he does is he shows you how to make a different historic dish, while then he explores like the whole history of that dish and everything. So like yesterday I think I was watching episodes where he was talking about the food that like Civil War soldiers ate, and he would find a certain thing that they would make where one of them that he was making, it was real weird, of this like really, really hard bread that you would.
Was it like kashka bread?
I don't know what it was. I forget what they called it, but it was this really, really hard bread. Like you can't eat this bread with your bare teeth because you'll break your teeth. But they would soak it in like water and like bacon grease and kind of, and it would make it sort of like I don't know. It was almost like stuffing, I guess, in a sense. It would make it sort of like a stuffing, and it was just really interesting. It's the kind of thing that, and then he eats it, and he'll let you know like whether it's good or if he's like, this is a little weird, But he does things like that, or he'll talk about, here's like the food that they used to make for Halloween back in the early 1900s and stuff.
Sweet.
And then he gets into like background, like while he'll show you how to make it. He tries to, as strictly as possible, follow old recipes using the old recipe ingredients whenever he can. Mm-hmm. And then while it's like cooking or whatever, he'll be like, all right, and now we're going to talk about the history around this. And it's really, really interesting. It's lighthearted. He's funny. He's really personable and funny. It's filmed really well. It's well informed. Yeah, I've been watching it a lot for the last couple of weeks. And I think it's a really, really good show. So yeah, that's Tasting History with Max Miller.
Well, I think I'll be taking that suggestion. That sounds cool.
Absolutely. And I think that's going to about do us. But you know what? I just realized that I forgot one of the one has to go.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I forgot one from the last segment. And I think that we can throw it in real quick here at the end, because it does kind of segue into the next episode that we're going to do of this and the things that we've got coming up in a couple of weeks, because next month obviously is a big holiday, which is
Halloween.
It's Halloween time, and we have one holiday has to go.
Okay.
You have to choose a holiday.
I don't like this.
They gave us 4, and it was Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. One of those has to go. What would you choose?
I definitely would ditch New Year's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not a fan.
Yeah, I can take it. I can leave it. I'd rather stay home and nap. Sleep through it anyway, so.
I suppose. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Only reason I would choose New Year's is because I often end up gigging on New Year's and making like some good money.
Some good money.
It's a good money night, but especially if I don't have a gig or anything like going on, then yeah, New Year's at this point in my life is kind of I could take it or leave it. Halloween I still enjoy. And it's funny because I for a long time, I don't think I enjoyed Halloween all that much anymore. We've talked about that in the past.
Yep.
But I find myself in the last couple of years appreciating it a little bit more again. I think I'm just looking at it from a different perspective now. Like I'm looking at it more from an old adult perspective and finding other ways to enjoy it than like how I enjoyed it back when I was a kid and stuff, you know? So I've come around a little bit to Halloween. I like Halloween again. Thanksgiving, anybody that knows me knows that's my favorite holiday.
Yep.
I love everything about Thanksgiving. The food, the football, the family, the leaves on the tree, you know, just the weather,
everything.
the parade.
Sweaters.
I love the parades. I love the parades. Yeah, I like being able to, it's jacket weather. I can, you know.
And the puppy bowl.
And the puppy bowl. Yep. And sometimes we do Friendsgiving and all that. I love Thanksgiving. And Christmas, you know, Christmas sometimes can be hectic, but I do still love Christmas.
Yep,
so
me too.
For me, yeah, New Year's has got to go.
Beat it.
Scram New Year's. Besides, you're just reminding us that we're now another year older.
Right.
And at our ages, we're not crazy about that.
You don't need that
fact.
help. Thank you.
So anyway, all right. That is going to do it for us.
Great to be back.
Yeah, it is great to be back. And we look forward to doing this again. We're going to try to do this at least maybe once a month or something like that if we can.
We'll try it.
We're going to try. That's the goal. But yeah, like we were just talking about, we've got a bunch of Halloween content that's going to be coming up soon. And we hope to see you back here for that. And if there's stuff you want us to talk about, let us know. All right. On that note, see ya.
Bye, guys.